everyone, I'm Monica and welcome to my MindStudio series. In this video, we'll actually dive into creating a bot. And what this bot will do is it will create this kind of video with the music from the still image for my fashion. Just to give you some context, so I have a couple eco-fashion projects, and one of them is the eco-fashion brand called Spark and Rebel. We have the Etsy store, and most of my time is spent creating listings for the store. And usually I take still images of the mannequin or flat images, and then I take the video. I'm fine with this video. People love the fact that it's a real garment, but I think sometimes for Instagram, social media, I do want to show more creative video, just showcasing our brand a little bit more and our street style, upcycled vibe and our style. So for this today, we'll use MindStudio. I like to start with the simplest tool ever possible. It's basically the notebook where I start writing tasks for each of my projects that I would like to automate. And for the Spark and Rebel, lots of tasks are around these videos. So then step 2 for me is to go to MindStudio and search in that section ready to use agents, search for a similar bot. I don't like to reinvent the wheel. If this bot already exists that takes an image, right, and creates the video, I'll be more than happy to use it. So I scroll down. There's a section image and video generation, and sure enough, I see a bot that creates video. The only difference, it creates video from text, not from the image that I need. But when you're starting off, I really encourage you to explore how these different pre-made bots work. And to do that, you simply copy the video and you can see how it's built. This is actually a very simple project, a very simple program. It basically takes this block user input that is linked to the form. So in summary, people would see that screen first. You will describe the video. And then it creates the video using whatever model you prefer. I customized the program. I went to the system prompt first. I think it's a good habit to just give the overall voice to that project. And it's basically now became video direct assistant for Spark and Rebel. It knows the brand, it creates videos specifically for that brand. It knows the brands that we inspired and stuff like that. How did I create this prompt? Well, I went to this generate prompt, described it, and voila, it magically created this prompt. So it and I made the main change that I made is I had to make it generate this video from the image. So it used to be the long text here, but I said, okay, upload image. I changed the name of this variable, changed this text here, and that changed that form as well. And then also what I love to do, especially having background in QA engineering and testing, I love to test the same image with a couple different models and see how they perform. For example, for this test, I had high hopes for Sora, but I did end up liking that VO3 model much better in terms of how it created this for me. Also, I created in the generate video, I added more instructions. So it used to be just calling that variable. It was not calling in the proper format that we learned in the bootcamp and in the videos. So I revised this one and describe more instructions about that particular video here. So build animation around the real item, use it list for different shots, and how I arrived at this particular instruction is it's really testing out, seeing it not doing the right thing, right? And stuff like this. So it's really by testing, right? And so when, in general, I'm a kind of person for whom technology doesn't work well. That's why I thrived in QA, because I would constantly, it would just not work. So for this one, of course, by default, it did not work. What it did for me, it generated this. So something that is not even talking to my actual garment. So then it was a moment that I started talking to my ChatGPT MindStudio assistant, and I found out that actually there is a particular format, basically, that they want you to input in this video generation block. And the way it's currently working, it's not going to be working. In summary, it's not going to be working. And in general, this is a good example of you kind of turning a little bit curiosity. You know, like you have access to the best minds that will help you. Sure, this minds glitch a lot, but I think the good news is that there are workarounds any problem, right? Any error. Basically, when you go to this form, there's a way to input the test value. And all it is, you can upload any image and you can use it to test. But the moment you upload this image, it creates you this URL of this image saved on the MindStudio backend. So then when you go here, the hack is that while that model might not necessarily see your image, but if you put it here, I mean, it's not going to necessarily see the image that the user uploads on the front end, but on the back end, right? The hack is that it will always generate video based on that input image that you provided here. And it's not ideal, but it does, overall, does the bot do what I want it to do? 100%, right? So it's one of, but I wanted to include in the demo so that you don't get discouraged when something doesn't work. So be patient, don't get discouraged. But basically, so now it's talking to that image. When I published the agent, now I started actually getting some results. So the first run, right, it failed. Then I did a hack. And then I also tested with a couple different ideas, right? So first image was the image of the model. It was created by another agent. This one was the raw image of a garment on the mannequin. And this one is the third type that I usually have, is just the flat surface shot of the garment. So I tested with the 3 different models, and they produced very different results. And then, so like some of them just took the mannequin, right? This one was pretty good. This one was flash. And I mean, at least I appreciate how it played with the different angles. Yeah, this one was the final one, and I honestly loved it. I loved how it kind of took my instruction of use at least 4 different shots of the female or male model in their 20s, right? So I love how it created different cuts, and also the music. You know, I don't have to go to Suno to create the music. This is pretty much like ready to go video. Yeah, I think in a nutshell, that was the bot. I named the bot. If you go here, you could name it whatever you want. In the future, there are things I could do here. You know, I could generate the icon. I can go back to this upload image and vibe code the custom user interface for that form. There are lots of things that I can do, but just to keep it simple, I had the image, now I got the video that I can post. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you later!